Donald Trump is hilarious, and on top of that, I think he's a genius too. Guys, I don't know what you think about Trump working at McDonald's, if we can call that working, but I just think it was a great move. And I am trying to be as unbiased as possible talking about this, but I don't see why this wouldn't be considered a great move. Like, what's bad about working at McDonald's? Like, what's the problem with that? I don't understand it. There have been some people on the left and some people saying, not, I will be honest, actually, it isn't everybody on the left. And maybe I'm making this mistake. Maybe I'm making the mistake of making the left my enemy. But guys, I'm not from the right. I'm not from the left. I'm siding with Trump. But I don't have a specific political idea, if that makes sense. I have opinions, which sometimes are left-leaning, sometimes are right-leaning. But, I don't want the left to hate me. But there has been a journal, and I'm gonna actually show you the ridiculous thing they said about Trump working at McDonald's. They said that it is further proof that he has dementia because he would have never let something like this happen. And that's just an asinine comment, without a doubt. Because he didn't humiliate himself by doing that. He didn't. Because working at McDonald's doesn't mean that you are basically making a fool of yourself. There are hundreds of thousands, millions of people working at McDonald's and working in fast food restaurants who are doing that in order to make ends meet. And I don't think that that's deplorable. I don't think that that's humiliating. I actually think it is fine, and I think that it is an honorable job, and everybody who works and respects other people should be respected. I do believe that. Regardless of your political view, regardless of anything, you should be respected if you respect society and if you adhere to the law. That's what I believe. That's my opinion. That maybe there's going to be somebody who's going to disagree with this, even though I don't see how you could disagree with such a common sense idea, I would argue. But regardless of that, let's not talk about Trump. This move was great. This move was great. And we also know that Trump is genuinely funny. Now, regardless of your opinion about him, you can't deny that the man is funny. He is funny. He is very funny. The way he makes jokes.
But unfortunately, Governor Walz isn't here himself, but don't worry, he'll say that he was. He's going to say he was. I used to think the Democrats were crazy for saying that men have periods, but then I met Tim Walz.
He is strange in some ways, in many ways. His hair, him being orange, it is funny. It is genuinely funny. And one of the reasons I like him is because he's an entertainer, let's be real. I mean, I'm not into his policies as much as I am into his entertainment to some degree, we could say. Now, I happen to prefer his policies to Kamala Harris's, but if we talk about who's funny, and if we talk about character, and if we talk about who I like more between Trump and Kamala Harris, it's not even debatable. It is Trump, for explicit reasons. Harris isn't funny. I think she's cringe. I think she's, and she doesn't sound like she's genuine. It's my opinion. She doesn't sound like she's genuine. Obama sounded genuine at least, but I don't have an opinion about Obama. I know nothing about him, so I'm not going to start talking about him. But Obama at least gave me the impression that it was genuine. Kamala isn't genuine. I don't think she is. Trump, on the other hand, is genuine. I mean, he tells it like it is. He tells you who he is. So that's something I like about him. And that's one of the reasons why I am endorsing him. This isn't an endorsement. I mean, I've got less than 100 subscribers. I don't think that I have any impact on this election whatsoever, but, regardless of that, let's call it an endorsement to make it easier. And let's call it an endorsement in order not to have any language barrier. That's not what I want. But regardless of that, Trump working at McDonald's was great. I liked it. It was genuinely funny, and the way he talked to the people who were coming and getting the fries from him and getting the burgers from him. I think it was funny. I just think it was, and think it was a great moment, and I think it was a great. I think he did a great thing for his campaign and for his bid for re-election. I think he did, and I'll tell you why he did. Because when he is there doing what he did, he is relating to average workers. He's not being this crazy guy who nobody can relate to, because people might think, okay, this dude is a billionaire, this dude is he works in real estate and he's made billions and billions from this, but I don't relate to him, I don't understand him. We're just middle class citizens trying to make ends meet by working at McDonald's. What the hell should we get from this? On the other hand, if you go at McDonald's and if you are genuine like he is, and if you are chilling like he was, you can relate to voters and you can make voters trust you more. You can be more trustworthy, or at least you can appear to be such, and to be so, it's better. So I think it was a great moment. I think it was. It genuinely was a great moment. And I'll tell you, it was a great moment because it was funny. It was a great moment because people were enjoying their time. And it was a great political move. I think it was a great political move because, you know, it was relatable, as I said, and that's very important. Being relatable is actually one of the most important pieces of the puzzle if you want to get attention. If you want to get attention, you have to be relatable. If you aren't relatable, and if you don't have any connection with the audience, you cannot be famous. It's just impossible. And Trump is the king at connecting with the audience. I mean, he's got hundreds of millions of fans, so I think he's great at doing that. There is no bad you can deny it. Overall, to finish this video off, his whole McDonald thing was great. I think it was. I think it was a really, really, really great moment. I honestly enjoyed it, and the clips were awesome and funny. So I think it was a great moment, and I think it shows the kind of situation his campaign is. I think it shows the kind of situation he is in. He isn't as stressed as somebody who is 12 days away from election day would be. He isn't as stressed as you would expect from a major party candidate 12 days out of the most important date possibly of the last 50 years of America. Like, you wouldn't expect that, and that's a great sign. That tells you that his internal polling is probably great, and that tells you that he is confident, and that tells you that he believes he will win. And I think that this whole moment in which he worked at McDonald's perfectly represents how Trump's feeling, and it represents how the momentum has been shifting towards him. On the other hand, Harris's mood on the campaign trail has been a little bit more serious, which makes me believe she's a little more concerned, but that's something which is more common in Democrats than in Republicans, regardless of political results.